And at this time, I'd like to explain the disaster procedures. And so if there would happen to be a disaster or a situation where we would have to evacuate, we would come right up here and out the door in an orderly fashion. I'd like to remind everyone that since the meetings are being videotaped, it's important that everyone speak directly into a microphone when speaking. Garrett, with the absence of Jenny, would you please have the roll call of the aldermen this evening?
Alderman Hazel?
Here.
Alderman Whitaker?
Here.
Alderman Duco?
Here.
Alderman Arrows?
Here.
Alderman Randall?
Here.
Alderman Ferguson?
Here.
Alderman Anthony?
Here.
Alderman Ovian?
Here.
Alderman Dintelman?
Here.
Alderman Schaefer?
Here.
Alderman Steele?
Here.
Alderman Rothweiler is excused. Alderman Elmore?
Here.
Alderman Wygant?
Here.
Alderman Wigington?
Here.
Alderwoman Sullivan?
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. Let's have a roll call now of department heads.
Clerk Meyer is excused. City Treasurer Bierman is excused. City Attorney Horner present. Police Chief Bill Clay.
Here.
Fire Chief J.P. Panay.
Here.
Finance Director Jamie Matrit.
Here.
Director of Public Works Jason Poole.
Here.
Director of Wastewater Randy Smith.
Here.
Director of Library Leander Spearman.
Here.
Director of IT Scott Markovich.
Here.
City Engineer Sel Alcat.
Here.
Director of Health, Housing and Building Scott Tyler.
Here.
Director of Human Resources Seth Miller.
Present.
Director of Economic Development, Planning and Zoning Cliff Cross.
Present.
Did we get Randy? Oh yeah, there's Randy. Okay. Thank you very much. And now let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So at this time, we will have a public hearing, public participation, 2 to 3 minutes per person. And do we have anyone who is here to speak this evening? Okay. In the back row, Stuart?
Stuart Lannert, 318 South 29th Street. I'm supposed to keep it clean. We got kids here, so I'll try my best. I hope I can get I know my First Amendment's in jeopardy. The Second Amendment's already taken away. But the courthouse says they've been done against me for being a Trump supporter. I've been told, why else 3 felonies when no one was even close to getting injured? 10 years ago, I was at a Tea Party meeting in O'Fallon, and someone said, if you have a business in Belleville, you better keep your mouth shut, or the political people will try to destroy your business.
Stuart, that's not on the agenda this evening for discussion.
I looked through the agenda, and there's nothing on the agenda that's, as far as I'm concerned, even worth talking about.
Well, let's...
Okay, let me finish. Every time I've been up here, you've interrupted me and had something. Can't I just get 3 minutes in without being interrupted?
I'm trying to be gracious here.
I don't think you're trying to cut my First Amendment rights off. I have been depicted as a racist in 2 front-page stories in News Democrat. In view of that, I would like to fully fund a statue on Square of black school teacher who was lynched on Square in 1903, Belleville. Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart. Ed, let's keep the public participation to items that are germane to the agenda for this evening. Okay. Yes.
Lamont Milton, Pastor Lamont Milton, Blessed Believers Ministries, 311 East Lincoln Street, right up the street. We're actually coming to speak about a building that's adjacent to us, which I believe it's on the agenda for tonight. But the building that is adjacent to Blessed Believers Ministry, I think it's 310 East Washington. They are supposed to have license to be able to serve liquor on the courts or on the grounds outside the church. That raised a concern to the ministry because we have a group of recovering alcoholics, so we don't want them to be set back, if I can use that. That concerns us a lot because it's literally adjacent to our church, and when we walk out, we can actually see whatever that process is, serving liquor, wine, beer, whatever it is, that close to the church, and because of us having that group. That's the first part. The second part is, on top of that, we have a problem of drainage, which we've contacted the city engineer, because the engineer that I had come out was from East St. Louis, and that won't go here. So we needed someone to come out and check out the drainage of their property, 310 East Washington, to check out why that drainage is coming down, causing us to be flooded in the basement of our church. I have spoken with the owner. We have no problems. There's no problems at all. Never had a crossword. It's just that this is something that I think that you guys need to look at before approving the outside activity very close to the church.
Okay, thank you so much. And we do have the city engineer here this evening. If you would like to just mention to him about your issue. Okay? Thank you. Any more? Public participation? Rafi?
I'm going to take this off because I want to make sure I am heard. This morning we met, both Johnny and I met with Jasmine Brooks, and she is the owner and operator for Nettie B's. And the problem that I see, and it's going to go ahead and affect the neighborhood. Number one, it's going to go ahead and present a problem.
Point of order. If this
Let me
is,
finish, this is under public participation. I got 3 minutes, I'm sorry, because,
step to the microphone.
all right, I'll speak.
From the public. But Alderman Ovian, you'll have an opportunity to speak.
Yeah, that's-
During,
Item of
when we
deliberations.
have votes.
When we discuss it, he's
When
got to have a
Alderman
chance.
deliberated.
Well,
That's
Otherwise,
really the
every alderman
appropriate
can
place
talk.
for-
I'd rather speak under public participation, may I?
Rather than speaking during deliberations?
I feel it needs to be during deliberation.
All right.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay, Will Val, 119 South Charles. I live next door to the Church of God in Christ on Lincoln Avenue, and my ownership of our house predates the transfer of the church property to its present owners. And the previous owners were some very nice older ladies, and they had drainage issues. They had sewer backup, kitchen drain issues in that building before it was sold. And they had someone come out there with a backhoe and dig up what is called a yard drain at that corner of the building where this supposed drainage issue is. Now, all of the lots there used to drain into lawn drains. I've got some in back of my house that faces Charles, and it drains kind of out of my property. The property on Washington Street has always drained back toward the church property, and there were 2 yard drains there to take care of that, plus all the water that came off of the church. So is drainage an issue? Yes. Now, my background in education is a Bachelor of Science in Ornamental Horticulture with honors. And one of the things we had to do was learn what trees get their roots into the sewers easily. And that are things like elms, red maples, silver maples. And on the church property, in the area in question where the sewer runs, there used to be a silver maple and a red maple. Now they've since been cut down. So, in my expert opinion, when the ladies owned this church before, they had tree roots in their sewer. Whether digging up that yard drain controlled it, I don't know. But if no one has cleaned out these sewers, and talking to the city engineer or whoever came out and videoed the sewer lines, it's never been done. So I think this business of trying to blame the Gilpins, who are trying to operate a legitimate business and have done immensely in improving Stormont's old property, to me that's false witness. And I just thought I gotta come and say something tonight. And the second thing about this liquor business, the back of the church faces the Gilpins' lot. And then there's like a graveled parking area. And it's not like people congregate in the backyard of the church and are subject to seeing alcohol being served. You know, they're only open, I think, from like 5 to like 7 or 8 o'clock at night. Not times when you would normally think there would be anybody else present as far as church activities or other public activities. So I think we need to give a big hand to the Gilpins for what they've done with the Grafted Wine Bar, taken a historic building, fixed it up, found a good use for it, and they're still trying to do that. And that's about all I've got to say on that. But I want to make one other comment, if I may. We have a couple people in our neighborhood, Mary Lou Aldridge, Darrell Bean. I think everybody's heard those names before, or heard them parading up and down the streets, drunk in their screaming and yelling profanities at each other.
I think we don't need to be talking
Right,
about
but
that
what I
now.
want to say is we have called the police over and over and over and over, and they have been absolutely fantastic. So if the council can do it, let's see some tools given to this policeman so they can take care of problems like this. Get these people into treatment or lock them in jail. Money fines don't scare them, jail time does. And we've got
Okay,
enough
thank
little
you,
kids
sir.
under 6 in the neighborhood now. We don't want this. Thank you.
Thank you. Sir, public participation?
My name is Ronald Webb. If you have frequent Nettie B's, you might affectionately know me as Scooter. I am the chef and business partner of Jasmine Brooks. I'm a Fairview kid, right? But everything I know is Belleville. The West End Belleville has been very near and dear to my heart for a long time. And I could say the same thing for Jasmine, right? So it's two things I'm gonna say. I'm gonna speak for her personality and character, which is not being called into question and really has no issue, right? But over the last couple of years, I've faced a lot of tragedy personally, trying to rebuild my name as far as my career and different things like that. And I've been knowing Jasmine, I could say about 17 years. Over the last 2 years, especially during this pandemic, we really become not only best friends, but our professional relationship, which really started in 2016, really has blossomed. I can be a pessimistic person, you know, I'm kind of a glass half empty type person, but she's a glass half full. She sees the opportunity, the optimism, the development and things. And like I said, I'm a Belleville kid, and so when I left Belleville and I would come home, I lost my zeal and luster for what Belleville was. But for her, that never changed. She still sees the good, the great in Belleville, especially on the West End, which I feel like is kind of dying. So me and her have really, every day and night, really attacked this business. So obviously, what you brought up, we are trying to obtain a liquor license. Some issues that have been brought up is if we do obtain a liquor license, situations like parking, congestion, travel up and down the street, which is 82nd Street, right? If you look at that building, obviously we don't have a liquor license now, but I mean, we do a fair amount of business. And that building is set up for 3 businesses to run. There's 3 suites in it, right? Let's just say it's 3 separate businesses there, and they're all booming. They're all booming. That's good for business. That's good for the neighborhood. We have been met with pushback, hesitation, and reluctance. And I don't necessarily feel like it is coming because of a problem that might be as far as parking, congestion, but I think it's more of and I have to be honest, I think it's more of an attitude towards what type of demographic we might bring to the area. I don't think it's a parking, congestion, street access. I don't think it's that. But even if it is, you know, a lot of times as business owners, we want to have the opportunity, the courtesy, and grace to be proactive or either reactive to fixing problems. So we all know about the space across from Nettie B's, right? We're young and we're trying to grow our business. If we do obtain that liquor license, and you know what, actually, besides the liquor license, business will continue to grow. Congestion, whatever that problem might be, is still going to be an issue for us. We want to have the same kind of grace and courtesy to say, hey, we're looking at a problem right now, so let's try to fix and alleviate it. Can we build a parking lot in that open space? What do we do to alleviate some of the congestion that's perceived to go on? And I'm really not understanding, like, what the issue is. So I'm asking you yourself, if you do say it's a congestion problem and it's because of us obtaining a liquor license, that's not it. Really question yourself and say, is it because of a perceived or assumed demographic that they might be bringing? Because I don't see that. And I just want our respect as young business owners, and that's it.
Thank you, sir. Any more comments?
Carl Gilpin, Tiger Crown Properties. I just want to follow up from what the points Pastor Milton brought up to alleviate his concerns, one of which part of the plan is that we're going to be building a fence across the back of the property. So if there's anybody with an alcohol issue, they either have to climb the fence or come through the front door. So that should solve that. And as far as the water runoff, which is kind of a moot point, but since it was brought up, I just want to address it, that there was basically an 8,000 square foot asphalt parking lot that drained back to his lot, plus all the downspouts from the building drained onto the asphalt and drained back to there. And we've removed all the asphalt, so now you have 8,000 square feet that's absorbing runoff, and there's 3 downspouts and a driveway drain that are draining back to there. So those are not the issue. I mean, it's basically reduced from 10,000 square feet of runoff surface area to 1,200 square feet. The problem, and I've actually been meaning to talk to him for a while, is their church roof, which is probably over 4,000 square feet, is tied directly into their sewer. along with that yard draining back. And it's just too much. So I would recommend actually that he would extend the drain line that I have there, tie in the yard drain and the downspouts on that side of the building, and run it out to the street, and that would probably eliminate the problem. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. Now we will read a proclamation for National Apprentice Week. Okay. I'm looking at my things right here. Okay, I have two. Whereas registered apprenticeships are vital components of talent and development in many high demand and high growth sectors and are recognized as critical post-secondary education training ground for future employment, and whereas the United States has pledged major resources to support apprenticeship in an effort to boost vocational education, workforce training, and job creation, and whereas the City of Belleville recognizes the strength and leadership displayed by apprentices, this results from the dedication and generosity of sponsors and participating employers who provide meaningful educational opportunities through on-the-job learning and related technical and theoretical instructions, which serves to enhance the economic vitality of our community. And whereas on November 15th through the 21st, 2021, National Apprenticeship Week will commence in the United States. The City of Belleville commends and appreciates all those involved in this worthwhile endeavor, as the positive impact apprenticeship have on individuals and businesses will help to improve our workforce and grow our economy. Now therefore, I, Patty Gregory, Mayor of the City of Belleville, Illinois, do hereby proclaim November 15th through the 21st, 2021 as National Apprenticeship Week in Belleville. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Belleville, Illinois, to be affixed this 15th day of November in the year of our Lord 2021. And we will make sure that this gets to the proper channels this evening, since we do not have people here to accept it tonight. Now, Small Business Saturday. This is a proclamation, and we will make sure this also goes to the correct people. Whereas the City of Belleville, Illinois, celebrates our local small businesses and the contributions they make to our local economy and community. According to the United States Small Business Administration, there are currently 31.7 million small businesses in the United States. They represent 99.7% of firms with paid employees, and they are responsible for 65.1% of net new jobs created from 2000 to 2019. And whereas small business employs 47.1% of the employees in the private sector in the United States, 88% of U.S. consumers feel a personal commitment to support small businesses in the wake of the pandemic, and 92% of small business owners have pivoted the way they do business to stay open during the pandemic. And whereas 97% of small business Saturday shoppers recognize the impact they can make by shopping small, 85% of them also encourage friends and family to do so too. And whereas 56% of shoppers reported they shopped online with a small business on Small Business Saturday in 2020. More than 50% of customers who reported shopping small endorsed a local business on social media or shopped at a local business because of social media recommendation. And whereas the City of Belleville, Illinois, supports our local businesses that create jobs, boost our local economy, and preserve our communities. And whereas advocacy groups, as well as public and private organizations across the country, have endorsed the Saturday after Thanksgiving as Small Business Saturday. Now therefore, I, Patty Gregory, Mayor of the City of Belleville, do hereby proclaim November 27th, 2021 as Small Business Saturday in Belleville, and urge the residents of our community and communities across the country to support small businesses and merchants on Small Business Saturday and throughout the year. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the corporate seal of the city of Belleville to be affixed this 15th day of November in the year of our Lord, 2021. And I'd like to remind everyone that when we shop our local and small businesses here in Belleville, it only enhances our community, helps it stabilize, and makes us better for all the surrounding areas and the people involved in this community. So I hope you will remember to shop small business in Belleville, not only on Small Business Saturday, but every day. Thank you so much. Okay. Now, I will recommend the appointment of Ryan Dick Kemper to serve on the Electrical Commission for a 4-year term in the capacity of electrical engineering. Do I have a motion?
Schaefer. Sarah, second.
Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Now, the approval of minutes. I need a motion to approve the city council meeting minutes from November 1st, 2021.
Wigginton.
Second? Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Under claims, payrolls, and disbursements, a motion to approve claims and disbursements in the amount of $1,783,029.96 and payroll in the amount of $866,001.10. Motion?
Steele.
Who was the motion, please?
Steele, so moved.
Okay. Second?
Whitaker, second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Garrett, roll call.
Hazel. Aye. Whitaker.
Aye.
Duco. Aye. Arrows.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Ferguson. Aye. Anthony.
Aye.
Ovian.
Aye.
Dintelman.
Aye.
Schaefer.
Aye.
Steele.
Aye.
Elmore.
Aye.
Wygant.
Aye.
Wigginton.
Aye.
Sullivan.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion carries. Okay, we will now move on to reports. Oral reports from standing committees, special committees, and any other oral reports from the elected officials or staff. I need motions from the Master Sewer Committee.
Read them as a group head.
Can you
Yes.
read these as a group, or do you want to split them up?
Group.
Group.
Okay.
On behalf of the Master Sewer Committee, I'd like to make a motion, 11A1, motion to award LTCP Phase 5 UV project to Cordy Lucejohn in the amount of $8,688,000. 11A-2, motion to enter into an agreement with the Gonzalez Companies for Phase 6 LTCP design. 11-A3, motion to waive bidding process to purchase one new 2022 Ford Ranger XLT 4x4 crew cab from Tri-Ford for $33,909 using the state bid process.
Okay. We have read these as a group. Would I have a motion from the floor?
Dintelman did the motion. We need a second.
Oh, second. Johnny, Mr. Anthony, any discussion?
Can I just ask a question? Again, I'm new to everything, so pardon me if it's a dumb one. But on A3, purchasing the truck, I understand that we waived the normal bidding process and we're using the state bidding process, which I understand. What I don't understand is if we're talking about small business, that we're going to buy this from a business in Highland and forego a business here in Belleville that could have sold us one. Is there a reason for that? Can somebody explain that to me?
Someone from the Master Sewer? Yes.
Randy's back there.
Offenburg Ford wouldn't respond, participate in the state bid. Locally, the only one that has ever responded has been the old Buick dealer.
Thank you so much. See, I didn't know.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Alderman Aris. Okay, any more discussion? Okay. let's take
Roll call.
a roll call with Garrett.
Whitaker?
Aye.
Duco?
Aye.
Arrows?
Aye.
Randall?
Aye.
Ferguson? Anthony? Ovian? Dintelman? Schaefer?
Aye.
Steele?
Aye.
Elmore? Wygant?
Aye.
Wiggington?
Aye.
Sullivan?
Aye.
Hazel?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, now we'll go to 11B, motions from administration. Okay, the first motion, to approve a franchise agreement between the City of Belleville, Illinois and Spectrum Mid-America LLC Charter Communications. Do I have a,
Read them as a group, please. Can you read them?
yes. A motion to approve an intergovernmental agreement between the cities of East St. Louis, Belleville, and County of St. Clair for the 2021 Burn Justice Assistant Grant JAG Program Award. And 11-B3, motion to approve agreement with Utilitara for the installation of security cameras and control systems for 2120 West Main, 2301 West Main, 100 South 23rd Street, and 2600 West Main Street in the amount of $79,070.86, the former Lindenwood campus.
Mayor, may we please separate that one from the three? Separate 11B3 from the three?
Okay? Okay, on the first two motions concerning charter communications and the City of East St. Louis, Belleville, and County of St. Clair for the JAG Assistant Program Award.
Wigginton makes a motion.
Schaefer will second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, roll call.
Duco? Arrows?
Aye.
Randall?
Aye.
Ferguson? Anthony?
Aye.
Ovian?
Aye.
Dintelman? Schaefer?
Aye.
Steele?
Aye.
Elmore? Wygant?
Aye.
Wiggington?
Aye.
Sullivan?
Aye.
Hazel?
Aye.
Whitaker?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, 11-B3, motion to approve agreement with Utilitara for the installation of security cameras and control systems for 2120 West Main, 2301 West Main, 100 South 23rd Street, and 2600 West Main Street in the amount of $79,070.86 for the former Lindenwood campus in Belleville. A motion to approve. Okay, second?
Steele.
Okay,
I didn't hear who.
Ferguson. Elmore, number 1, Ferguson, number 2. Okay, any discussion? Yes,
Mayor, where are the funds? I assume the funds are coming from TIP 3 on this.
I am going to let Jamie and Dean address, please.
So as we've discussed in prior finance meetings, these funds are being loaned from the general fund to the campus fund to pay all of these bills and tract. And then hopefully one day when the campus is repurposed, we will make enough funds to pay it back. So it will not come from the freedom.
Okay, because my second comment was going to be, I didn't like the idea of the city spending $80,000 to put up a security system for a potential business or occupation of that property, and they would be supplying their own security systems for that building.
I think I can,
Instead of the
yeah.
city taking care of that.
I think that we can address some of that. I'm going to have Garrett and Dean address that issue.
Thank you.
Because the property is vacant, we have a responsibility to maintain security at the facility in the campus. And in order to do so, we need to be able to keep eyes on it 24/7. Jamie would, of course, confirm that the insurance company would prefer that we have that capability. And because of this, this is why we have to go through the process of installing cameras and hardware for that.
It's not intended to be a duplication of what any user would provide.
I mean, we have a lot of property that we own in the city.
There's also a situation where we have a liability risk because we don't have someone there on a daily or not a daily basis, but on an ongoing 24/7 basis. We have police there in the evening, but if for some reason something were to happen and we didn't have capability of reproducing video of the event, we're opening ourselves up to some liability.
It functioned as a university for years
Yes,
with the absence of our $80,000 security system.
Well, there is already an existing security system in place. We're having to build upon what's already there to ensure that we have all the areas protected and surveilled rather than just certain areas of it.
It seems like every month we're being asked to improve this property prior to
Mr. Hazel?
transfer.
Right. I do want to say, when we have everything finished with all the people that are contracting here, I think you're going to be very pleased with what is happening there. And we are working on those situations right now, and we have people that want to be in there by January 1st of 2022. So I believe we will be having an announcement in the future as soon as we start and getting everything else organized. But we also have to provide a safe situation there. We don't, after they have invested $45 million into the campus and that we ended up buying it for the amount that we did, we don't need to have vandalization and things going in that in the long run may cost us more to repair than having the security cameras there.
Mayor.
Yes.
And that's why we enlisted Bear Heating and Cooling to jumpstart the boilers. But, I mean, Alderman Hazel has a point, but that's why we voted on that special account that we would pay these expenses out of. And I guess when all the Ts are crossed and Is are dotted, that all these expenses will be reimbursable to us. Is
You're
pretty
exactly
much what Jamie
right.
just said. So the situation should be, we should come out with actually no liabilities, that everything should be reimbursed.
There will be reimbursement on these bills that are coming in right now. You know, when you're dealing with contracts, sometimes it takes longer than anticipated, and especially with some of the contracts that we are dealing with right now. But that is our intention, to repay, just as we've done on the Meredith home in the previous administration when we borrowed money for the Meredith home, for the purchase of that. So we're doing the same situation here for Lindenwood campus. Yes, Mrs. Steele.
I was just wondering if this was part of the stipulation of these people that are going to be taking over?
They will be paying rent.
I mean, did they ask that we have a security?
No.
This is a necessary improvement in order to take the next step of repurposing the campus.
Okay. It is, I agree with Alderman Hazel in the fact that we trust you, but we don't know yet exactly everything, but we're voting on things that we are knowing that will be.
Just be reassured that
Right.
it's going to be exceptional for the city of Belleville.
Okay.
Mr. Wygott?
All these addresses, is all this the main campus, you know,
We had 25 properties that were all
cameras on all
purchased.
these properties?
Would you like to address that?
We have the 3 dorms and then the buildings at the main campus. That's what the addresses represent.
Well, I thought you worried about the the dorms. It just seems like, we're doing a lot of, cameras in different places that probably don't need it.
Well, you don't know what's coming in there yet, so they will be needed.
Well, a lot of the dorms, I know that the men's dorm already had cameras. So we're installing cameras in the places that were deficient in coverage. And then the installation cost is to cover those installations, because a lot of the cameras are on the outside or exterior of the buildings.
One other
Okay,
question.
any,
One other question.
yes.
This company that's installing, did we get more bids on this?
As was included, we got one bid from CopyType, which was in the comparison spreadsheet. That was part of your packet.
That's the only one bid on it? I didn't look at it, to tell you the truth.
Well, we got two bids, CopyType and Utilitara.
Okay.
And CopyType was higher, so we chose Utilitara.
Okay, but we used this company before?
We have.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, any more discussion? Do I have a motion?
Schaefer will make a motion.
I think we had a,
Oh, I'm sorry.
we had a motion by Elmore and a second by
That's
Ferguson.
right, sorry. Okay. Roll call, please.
Arrows?
Aye.
Randall?
Aye.
Ferguson? Anthony?
Aye.
Ovian?
Aye.
Dintelman?
Aye.
Schaefer?
Aye.
Steele?
Aye.
Elmore? Wygant?
No.
Wiggington?
Aye.
Sullivan?
Aye.
Hazel?
No.
Whitaker?
Aye.
Duco? Motion carries.
Motion carries. Okay, now Garrett will read motions from the Zoning Board of Appeals.
You want to do any of these as a group or do them all individually?
I think individual.
Which ones, it might be easier to identify which ones will not, do you not want to be part of the group?
Do them all.
I think we'll have to do individual.
Okay, about voting for a group, can we ask one question as a group? Yeah, but you'd only have a single vote on all of them.
Yeah, but we can still discuss it.
Can we have 11C5 individual?
11C5 separate? Okay. Any others you want to do individually? Okay, I'll read those other ones as a group. 11C1, 48 August 21st, D. Bossy Boutique, request for a sign installation permit in the area of special control at 15 South High Street, parcel number 08-21.0-445-036, located in a C2 heavy commercial district, applicable sections of the zoning code 155.052 and 155.053, Ward 6. Case tabled from August 26, 2021 Zoning Board of Appeals meeting. Zoning Board unanimously voted to recommend approval. 11C2, 56-September 21st, Magdalena Gilpin, a request for a special use permit for outdoor dining at 310 East Washington Street, parcel number 08-22.0-346-012, located in a C2 heavy commercial district, applicable portion of the zoning code 162.248, 162.515, Ward 6. Zoning Board unanimously voted to recommend approval. 11C3, 58 September 21st, Carlo M. Burns, request for a special use permit to operate a bed and breakfast Airbnb at 133 Lucinda Avenue, parcel number 08-22.0-229-029, located in an A1 single-family residence district, applicable section of the zoning code 162.094, 162.515, Ward 1. Zoning Board unanimously voted to recommend approval in the name of the applicant only. 11C4, 59 October 21st, Storybrook Homes Real Estate LLC, request for a special use permit to operate a bed and breakfast Airbnb at 619 North Charles Street, parcel number 08-2020-123-028, located in the R1 Single Family Residential District, applicable section of the zoning code 162.094, 162.515, Ward 2. Zoning Board unanimously voted to recommend approval. 11C6, 61 October 21, Caitlin Assen, request for a use variance permitted to allow agricultural production garden at 600 Wabash Avenue, parcel number 08-27.0-224-008, located in an A1 single-family residence district, applicable sections of the zoning code 162.096, 162.094, 162.570, Ward 7. Zoning Board unanimously voted to recommend approval. 11C7, 62 October 21st, Afshin Alimiri and Sabrina Alstet. Request for an area bulk variance to construct a home on a non-conforming lot at 401 North 40th Street, parcel number 08-17.0-105-027, located in A1 Single Family Residential District. Applicable sections of the zoning code, 162.092, 162.570, Ward 3. Zoning Board unanimously voted to recommend approval.
Thank you. We have several motions on the floor to be voted on at one time. Do I have a motion?
One question?
Yes,
Question first? Or should we wait for the motion?
wait for the motion.
We need a motion and a second to put it on the floor.
Sullivan motions to approve.
Second for Steele.
Okay.
Okay.
Any discussion?
Under case 48, the one was delayed for Dawson Creek, the sign request. I looked in the packet for the sign or the artist rendering of the sign. And I didn't see one, and that's fine. I guess I'm curious, have you seen what the sign is going to say? We've never really asked that before, but we had a sign go up last year, it's somewhat questionable, but I just want to avoid that. So
We actually are reviewing our sign ordinances and zoning ordinances signage. Would you like to speak to that?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. So I can assure you, the sign rendering represents the business, so you're not going to get anything inappropriate. It was incorporated into the packet to the zoning board. Staff did determine that it met the requirements of the code in both the square footage, the size, and the design of the sign. So the zoning board was comfortable with it. So I can assure you, it meets the intent of the code.
And they submitted the actual verbiage in the packet?
Yes, the verbiage was represented in the architectural design. Yes, sir.
Okay. Any more questions for any of the other motions on the floor?
Mayor, I want to clarify one thing. I want to make sure on the request specifically for 11C2. We did hear some comments on that tonight from the church. Although the drainage and the runoff is really not applicable to a zoning action here, the one thing I wanted to note is it pertains to an outdoor dining permit and not to a liquor license. So therefore, that's what it's applicable to. Two conditions came out of that there would be no outside music and there would be no bands performing. So I did want to clarify that did come out of the recommendation.
Okay. Thank you. Anything else for discussion on these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 motions? Any more discussion?
Mayor,
Yes.
I'm going to address 11C7. Just a notation for folks. This is a vacant lot, okay? There used to be a home on it that burned down several years ago, and this is going to be a new build there to replace that home.
Right.
Okay. Thank you, Alderman Randall. Anyone else? Hearing none. Roll call.
Randall?
Aye.
Ferguson? Aye. Anthony?
Aye.
Ovian?
Aye.
Dillman?
Aye.
Schaefer?
Aye.
Steele?
Aye.
Elmore?
Aye.
Wygant?
Aye.
Wiggington?
Aye.
Sullivan?
Aye.
Hazel?
Aye.
Whitaker?
Aye.
Duco? Arrows?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion carries. Okay. Why don't you stay right there, Mr. Cross, in case we have any more questions? Okay.
The
Would you
remaining-
like to read the motion?
11C5, 60 October 21, Jasmine Brooks. Request for a special use permit for a liquor license at 8201-8205 West Main Street, parcel number 07-01.0-110-037, located in the C2 Heavy Commercial District. Applicable section of the zoning code, 162.248, 162.515, Ward 4. Zoning board approval in the name of the applicant only, carried 4-1.
Wiggington, so moved.
Schaefer, second.
Thank you. Any discussion?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Over the last week or so, Alderman Sullivan and I have had quite a bit of pressure put on us to not vote for this particular case. I've had emails, calls, people coming to my business. We have to remember that we're voting on a liquor license. We're not voting on how many parking spots. We're not voting on how she runs a business. That's her own business. According to you sent Cliff out, there's definitely enough parking spots there. She also runs a business in Sparta, in the Sparta shooting
Range.
whatever it's called. You ran on economic development. And, last week, in their infinite wisdom, Finance turned down a very small request for another long-standing business, sending a message that, are we becoming anti-business? Somebody who may not generate direct sales tax revenue, but generates a lot of revenue because she draws all over Missouri and Illinois and brings a lot of people into this town to spend money and see what's in this town. So with this same young lady, we can't question who she is, what she does, or why she does it. We have to be pro-economic development. Jefferson's has come back as a new restaurant. She's got a restaurant. I understand that the old Jack English's, there's probably a pretty good chance there's going to be another restaurant there. We haven't had 3 restaurants on Main Street in West Belleville in a long, long time. So, we've got to send the right message. It's a shame what Finance did to a long-standing business.
Point of order, Mayor.
Oh, wait.
Point of order.
There's no point of order. I have the floor. You can talk next. You can talk next. You can talk next. You're the one that's out spreading all these false rumors to everybody, like the church across the street.
Excuse me,
Just stay
order.
on topic.
Let's stay on topic.
Yep, well, I was, till I was rudely interrupted. I encourage the council to recognize what we're voting on here, why we're voting on it, and that we continue to be pro-economic development. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to clarify that with the Finance Committee vote, which was done before, that was out of committee, of the Finance Committee. I just want to make that clarification, that was done.
Correct.
Okay, any more discussion? Yes, Alderman Ovian.
Did you want to speak? Okay. Regarding Alderman Wigington, I voted against it on the Finance Committee because we have, since August the 20th of 2018, a vacant housing ordinance.
But that's not what the
Yeah,
I'm
topic
talking
is
about
here.
answering Roger's issue on bringing it up. It shouldn't have been brought up for discussion on this proposal.
Okay.
Now I want to get to why I want to speak against the issuance of the liquor license. When I was at zoning, I looked at the application, and here's what it says. The applicant is a full-service restaurant that will provide food, drinks, and catering service. When I was there today with Alderman Anthony, we were told she's not going to have catering. When I looked at the property, of course it's not. It's going to be the election office for the re-election of Governor Pritzker. And on Thursday,
What?
they were parked all over the place. Today, you couldn't squeeze another car in before noon. Regardless, Director, you've got to have people to be able to get around in the neighborhood. That's a corridor going back to 161. The neighborhood deserves the ability to go ahead and basically have their neighborhood be able to move around with limited traffic, especially in Juanita Place, Oak Knoll, 82nd. I've walked 82nd Street on both sides of the street. The people don't want their driveways blocked. They don't want to not have access to their garage, which one has to go through the alley. And the final thing is, I wonder why we're talking about a liquor license tonight. Because she's not going to be able to go ahead and open until after the first of the year as a sit-down restaurant. But here's what clicked. You got to have a liquor license in order to go ahead and provide video games for your restaurant. So if you have the video games going, you have the liquor license, you can go ahead and sell the food as well as the liquor to go. All right? Think about what I'm telling you. We were told it was going to be a liquor license for sit-down dinner. And I said today, why not wait until you get the restaurant ready to open? It doesn't take that long in order to get a gram shop to be approved or liquor liability to be approved. And what you had to say, sir, I show you this, and you say it has nothing to do
No, I
with it.
understand it, sir.
The ordinance here, 7402, says on the west side of the street, you have to be 30 feet from the stop sign. On the east side of the street, you have to be 20 feet. That even makes matters worse for the people in the neighborhood. I'm not part of demographics. I'm for real. Thank you.
Well, we're going by the zoning code and the ordinance, and it calls, for 1 per 300, and it meets the requirements of the code. That's what we're obligated to enforce.
Yes, Alderman Whitaker?
Mayor, my question lies in, I don't really have an objection to approving the liquor license. When I listened to this case in zoning, I've heard the arguments tonight, I've seen the letters that were sent from some residents in the area, and majority of that revolves around congestion and parking issues. When I heard this case presented in zoning, one of the things the applicant mentioned was their desire to expand to a sit-down restaurant. Should we decline the liquor license, does that way nullify their ability to expand? Because my concern, I don't want to vote down a liquor license and they still have the ability
Right.
to expand their business and still cause
They
the
do.
concerns that we've heard about.
They do per the code.
Because my issue is not issuing them a liquor license.
Right.
My issue is.
Well, I want to, if I could clarify one thing, the city council doesn't issue liquor licenses. The mayor, as the local liquor commissioner, issues liquor licenses. But under your zoning code, you require a special use permit for establishments that have a Class A, Class B, Class C liquor license. So your question is a zoning question, applying the factors of the special use permit provisions of the zoning code. So you're not deciding specifically whether or not a liquor license gets issued. You're deciding whether or not a business has a special use permit such that they can operate with a liquor license.
Correct.
So nothing in tonight's vote would impact this owner's ability to expand their business.
Well, restaurants are permitted by right
Yeah.
in the C2 district. But if you get a liquor license, then you have to get the special use permit. And that's what Garrett's referring to. So if they were operating a restaurant without a liquor license, then they could operate. It's permitted by right.
So whether this is approved or denied tonight, she can expand into that middle section, provide the sit-down dining. This just basically determines whether
Correct.
she has the ability to request a liquor license from the city.
Correct, at a
and
later date. But bear in mind, she's gonna have to come back and still get this special use
Yeah.
permit.
I mean, she requires this zoning.
Right.
A liquor establishment with a Class A, B, or C or license requires a special use permit. That's why we're here.
Exactly.
For this issue. Now, it becomes a business decision whether or not a restaurant would want to expand without the ability to sell alcoholic beverages. I mean,
Right.
you'd have to look at the other restaurants in the city and see who's operating with or without.
I would like a clarification, because it's been my understanding, I have also seen Miss Brooks' ads, that she has been having a catering company in the business that she is currently occupying.
Correct. Yeah, she's just,
So-
she would be expanding an existing business. But because you're
Exactly.
expanding it and you're going to have liquor, now you have to get the special use permit. That is exactly why we are here, because it becomes a special use permit as opposed to a use that's permitted by right. And that's because of the liquor license requirement and the fact that the ordinance requires a special use permit upon a Class A, B, or C liquor license.
And
So-
as the liquor commissioner, I would like to remind people that, and I believe Chief Clay can also speak to this, that liquor license are not given, are not denied by how many parking spaces you have. They are denied because of background checks. And Chief, would you speak to this, because you're much more capable of speaking to this than I am.
Yes, every time somebody submits an application for a liquor license, they are presented their application. We have to, and you get all the information from your office that's given to us. We conduct a background check. We do fingerprints on them. So we will have all of that history. We provide that then to the mayor's office, well, as the liquor commissioner, so she can make that decision. If we find something there, that information is presented.
And I will tell you that never have the police been called to Jasmine Brooks' business. Never. Yes.
I just want to say, this is not a business that is not normal in Belleville. If you go around our city, there are places just like this in neighborhoods. So to me, you're saying it's okay, it's not okay to be in your neighborhood, but it's okay for it to be in others, and that is not right. That is not right.
Mr. Ferguson, Alderman Ferguson.
I don't want to add to what Alderman Schaefer said, is that if we're concerned about the parking spaces and we're issuing liquor licenses, I drove around and I looked at a few like 10th Street Bakery, no parking lot. Leaf Lounge or CNC Food for the Soul, Rogers, the former Fisher's Tavern. These are minimal parking spaces. McElrady's, Spikes, they have parking lots, but it's minimum parking. We've issued liquor licenses for them. And I don't know how the criteria we're setting here, and picking and choosing gets into a very sticky situation.
I would like to have Mr. Cross address how many parking spots Ms. Brooks would need.
So when you look at our ordinance, first off, you are absolutely correct. This is a land use action. And you are obligated by your zoning ordinance, which sets your parking standards. 1 per 300 is the requirement for this type of business. It's roughly 4,000 square feet. She has 20 spaces. You would only be required to have roughly 14 spaces. She actually exceeds the parking requirements. So you can't base a liquor license decision on a land use action. It's an illegal taking is what it is. You as the mayor have a right to deny the liquor license based on the criteria that Chief mentioned, but this is a land use action, and you are obligated by your zoning ordinance to take action on something that's already been pre-approved. The logic behind the special use permit, in my opinion, why it was established, is because it actually gives you more control at the time for a special use permit, as opposed to a use that's permitted by right. So ultimately, you want the special use permit, because you can put the clamps on her if she does something that's not approved as part of it. So the special use permit is tied to the liquor license and the fact that there's other components that come with it.
Thank you. Mr. Hazel?
A couple of quick things. If I were writing a business plan for a restaurant, you be sure that I would be interested in whether or not I was going to be able to serve alcohol and when I'm making my decision on the viability of a restaurant. And secondly, you're well aware of, from being out there, that there was a grocery store right there at 82nd and Main that operated for decades. And people were very saddened by its loss. The parking there was on the side streets. It was in the parking lot. And everyone functioned fine with that in their neighborhood.
Excuse me, Mayor?
Yes. Mr. Anthony?
Sure, yeah, I was gonna let me talk. All due respect to Alderman Ovian and, you know, his concerns. You know, I've been out there, I was out there Friday evening, which is considered a a good business evening for restaurants, and there was no congestion out there. I stayed out there for about 35, 40 minutes talking, speaking with Ms. Brooks. She did have a couple of customers come in and get, get takeouts. She has a nice, clean restaurant.
Very clean.
And,
It's very clean.
in order for her, and just with me speaking with her, in order for her to make her plans and to start to put together the finances to do these plans, she needs to know that she can get this liquor license. She needs to know it. And like I say, all due respect to him and a lot of the people that have concerns, and I will say this to them, let's not be a city where we tend to see different types of people and think that that's gonna cause us a problem. You know, I had people emailing me and all the way down the Oak Knoll, and it doesn't make sense for you to email me and talk to me about parking when that place has always parked people. There's always parked people. When they built it, it was designed and approved by the city to host 3 different businesses if necessary. It had necessary parking. We went out there again this morning. Ms. Brooks assured us that once she put all her ducks in a row and see what was going to happen, that she had already made plans to expand the parking to the parking lot, to that piece of ground that's over there where Main Street Market is situated at. I asked the people in that neighborhood, Ms. Brooks lives on that street. She's actually a resident on that street, and that's her neighborhood also. So she's not gonna cause her own self no problem. And I understand people, out there Thursday, it was a lot of calls out there, not because of the restaurant. I'm sure if she was getting that type of business, she would already expanded parking lot. But there was J.B. Riley, those people were out there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and they were out there again this morning.
And is it my understanding that one of the bays of the strip mall is going to be occupied by Mr. Pritzker's campaign? Mr. Pritzker's campaign am I correct in that? Okay, thank you. So that's why it was so packed on Thursday, because they had rallies there.
Absolutely.
Well,
May I just add another thing, please?
Yes, Dennis?
Let's vote on this. Let's go for it.
I would like to say, I would be remiss if I didn't say that I lived there for 25 years on Oak Knoll. And I love that area. I could close my eyes and show you every crack in the sidewalk. I rode my bike to Main Street Market every night, took my Blessed Sacrament uniform to the cleaners that was there, took my mother to the beauty shop that was on the corner, which is where Miss Brooks is, and I think it would be wonderful to have more activity there. I think it's a wonderful part of town, and it's very dear to my heart.
Thank you.
Mayor, one
I
more
believe
thing.
we have a motion from Mr. Wygant to call
for a vote.
for a vote.
He just called for the question.
Second?
Wait, you got,
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Obian?
I did not go ahead and have anything against Jasmine, I still don't. Dr. Chadwick owns the ground across the street where Main Street Market used to be. You've got to survey it. You've got to go ahead and have an engineer come out because some of that topsoil has to be removed. You have to pave it.
Because of the
You have to go ahead and stripe it. And then you go ahead and light it. This all costs money, I understand that. But that would relieve any congestion, we wouldn't have this conversation. That's where I'm coming from.
That does not, though, what is on the agenda is to vote for a liquor license.
a special use
And
permit.
a special use. Yes. Any more discussion? We have a motion, but I need a second.
Okay. No, I've got the motion was Wiggington and the second was Schaefer. Yeah.
Okay,
So you want to do a roll call?
okay, roll call.
And you're voting on the special use permit
For the
for a
liquor license.
business that is operating under a Class A, B, or C liquor license, and I believe this one's a B in this case, or what they would be seeking.
Ferguson?
Aye.
Anthony?
Aye.
Ovian?
No.
Dintelman?
Aye.
Schaefer?
Aye.
Steele?
Aye.
Elmore?
Aye.
Wygant?
Aye.
Wiggington?
Aye.
Sullivan?
Aye.
Whitaker?
Aye.
Duco?
Aye.
Arrows?
Aye.
Randall?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries.
Hazel votes
Motion- Yes,
yes.
thank you. Okay, motion carries.
Oh.
We forgot.
I'm sorry, Joe.
Motion
Hey, I gotta blame the clerk when she's not here. There's too big of a space between your name and Brian's name.
Okay.
Sorry about that, Joe.
Now we have motion from finance. Mr. Randall?
Whitaker,
Oh, Brian, sorry.
Any objection to reading them in?
please, please.
Okay, 11D1, motion to approve workman's compensation and property liability insurance renewal with ICR&T as recommended by our broker. 11D2, motion to waive the formal bidding procedures and purchase a used 2020 John Deere 6120M four-wheel drive tractor and new 22-foot rear cradle diamond boom mower with a 50-inch rotary head from Shiloh Valley Equipment in the amount of $141,507.35. 11D3, motion to approve the agreement with Greenwave Consulting LLC in the amount of $19,000 for the removal of the underground storage tanks from the city-owned property located at 801 Royal Heights Road. 11D4, motion to renew contract with Clean Uniform Company for custodial cleaning supplies for maintenance department for 36 months. 11D5, motion to approve contracts with Johnson Controls for fire alarm monitoring services for the buildings located at 2120 West Main Street, 2301 West Main Street, 100 South 23rd, and 2600 West Main Street, former Lindenwood Campus, Belleville, November 1, 2021 to October 31, 2022 in the amount of $2,400. 11D6, motion to approve fiber contracts with Clearwave, providing 1 gigabyte fiber optic internet connectivity for a 3-year term with a monthly cost of $1,768, and Spectrum Enterprise, providing 1 gigabyte cable modem internet connectivity with no term length with one-time fee of $199 and a monthly cost of $264.98 for 2120 West Main, 2301 West Main, 100 South 23rd, and 2600 West Main. 11D7, motion to approve purchase of network and security hardware with Paragon Micro Incorporated and installation of service with Regis Commission for a one-time total cost of $17,038.27 at 2120 West Main, 2301 West Main, 100 South 23rd, and 2600 West Main. On behalf of Finance, motion on all.
Second by Ayers.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Anthony?
Aye.
Ovian?
Aye.
Dintelman?
Aye.
Schaefer?
Aye.
Steele?
Aye.
Elmore?
Aye.
Wygant?
No.
Wiggington?
Aye.
Sullivan?
Aye.
Hazel?
Abstain.
Okay, motion carries.
Whitaker?
Oh, I'm
Aye.
sorry.
Duco?
I'm having trouble.
Arrows?
Aye.
Randall?
Aye.
Ferguson? Motion's carried.
Motion carries. I have to apologize to everybody. I fell down the stairs on Friday. I think my brain is still scrambled tonight. So forgive me. Okay, Garrett, would you like to read the ordinances? Since we have no communication, no petition, and no resolution.
All right.
Read them as a group, Mr. Harner?
Would you like to group them the same way as the motions? So first I need a motion to read by title only ordinances 8999, 9000, 9001, 9002, 9004, and 9005, and as a group.
So moved.
I have a motion in a second.
Yep.
Why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have no unfinished. Oh, I'm sorry.
15A, ordinance 8999-2021, the zoning ordinance, in Ray 48, August 21st, D, Bossy Boutique. 15B, ordinance 9000-2021, A zoning ordinance in Ray 56, September 21st, Magdalena Gilpin. 15C, ordinance 9001-2021, a zoning ordinance in Ray 58, September 21st, Carlos M. Burns. 15D, ordinance 9002-2021, zoning ordinance in Ray 59, October 21st, Storybook Homes Real Estate LLC. 15F, ordinance 9004-2021, a zoning ordinance in Ray 61, October 21st, Caitlin Assen. And 15G, ordinance 9005-2021, zoning ordinance in Ray 62, October 21st, Afshin Alamiri and Sabrina Alstat.
Schaefer, so moved.
Motion to approve,
Schaefer.
Harris, second.
okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No, we need to do a roll call.
Oh,
on that.
roll call.
Yeah.
Who was it? Schaefer was it? Who was the second?
Schaefer,
Eros was second.
And the
and
second
Harris?
was?
Second, Eros.
Mayor. Okay.
Any discussion?
Okay.
Roll call?
Ovian?
Aye.
Dillman?
Aye.
Schaefer?
Aye.
Steele?
Aye.
Rothweiler? Absent. Elmore?
Aye.
Wygant?
Aye.
Wiggington?
Aye.
Sullivan?
Aye.
Hazel?
Aye.
Whitaker?
Aye.
Duco? Arrows?
Aye.
Randall?
Aye.
Ferguson? Anthony?
Aye.
Motion carries,
So I'm gonna go back to that other ordinance.
yes.
Now, I'd ask for a motion to read by title only, ordinance 9003.
So moved.
Steele.
Harris.
Motion made by Arrows, second by Steele. All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
15E, ordinance 9003-2021, a zoning ordinance in Ray 60, October 21st. Jasmine Brooks.
Wiggington.
Schaefer.
Okay, any discussion?
Roll call.
Roll call?
Dillman?
Aye.
Schaefer?
Aye.
Steele?
Aye.
Elmore? Wygant?
Aye.
Wiggington?
Aye.
Sullivan?
Aye.
Hazel?
Aye.
Whitaker?
Aye.
Duco?
Aye.
Arrows?
Aye.
Randall?
Aye.
Ferguson? Anthony?
Aye.
Ovian?
No.
Okay,
Motion carries.
motion carries. There's no unfinished business this evening. Miscellaneous and new business, I need a motion to approve the motor fuel claims in the amount of $183,008, yes,
Can I mention one thing here?
yes.
I would like to thank council for approving 11D2. And, you know, most of you all know that, I've been petitioning about 10 years to get this boom tractor, this boom mower. And I made a lot of trips to the committee, since I wasn't on that committee, and begged for this piece of equipment. And, I had to always call Jason every year and ask him to get that, go rent one or do something, to get the overgrowth off of those roads down on the far west end and the hills and some places that it really, really needed that thing. I'm just so glad and happy that, we have joined the other municipalities. Because I even borrowed one from Centerville Township one year. So I just want to thank, council for approving that. I think, we'll make very good use of that piece of equipment. I agree. Thank you.
And I want to thank you, Johnny, for pushing for so long to get this piece of equipment for the city. I certainly appreciate it. And I know Jason does too. Thank you so much. Okay, we have motor fuel claims in the amount of $183,876.41.
Harris, second.
Any discussion? Hearing none,
Roll call.
Roll call.
Schaefer?
Aye.
Steele?
Aye.
Elmore? Wygant?
Aye.
Wiggington?
Aye.
Sullivan?
aye.
Hazel? Aye. Whitaker?
Aye.
Duco? Eros?
Aye.
Randall?
Aye.
Ferguson?
Aye.
Anthony?
Aye.
Ovian?
Aye.
Tillman?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Now we need a motion to adjourn to adjourn the meeting.
Schaefer?
Any discussion? all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you very much.
Would you ever